yet again, congratulations. I feel like this is a double congratulations, though, because this movie should have come out sooner.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
I'm glad it's getting the Netflix audience now, though. So to
Yes.
start with the audition process here, I was reading that Anthony knew that you were his Steve after you read just one single scene for him. So do you remember what that scene was? And what that moment feel like to you? Did it kind of feel like something clicked on that next level, this role is for me kind of feel?
Yes, I think, it's so funny because the process it was so long. I remember I got the script a year before even I ended up actually meeting Anthony. I think there was a different director and I didn't get the part. And then I came back and they were like, "Oh, do you still want to do it?" And I was like, "I don't think I can." I got discouraged. I was like, "Okay, well, I'm not good enough to do this thing." And so A.V. Kaufman, our casting director, convinced me to go in to meet Anthony and do the camera test with Anthony and all the producers. And they had me read the opening monologue, which is now a voiceover in the film where Steve talks about what it's like, how people see him and what it's like to be in prison right now, and him dealing with this idea of being a monster, playing with it. Am I a monster? Am I not? That's what the prosecutor called me. And that was the monologue. And I think that's all I did. And so I guess that's what he's talking about. So I think that's pretty cool,
It's so wild to me to think about anybody else directing this movie because it's got such a specific style that I think I can sense his music video sensibilities in it in a way. So I can't imagine anybody else directing this.
Yeah, I know. I agree.
What was it like working with him with that in mind, given his extensive filmography in the music video sector? Can you detect kind of a unique approach to directing when working with someone with his kind of experience?
Yes. Well, I think what Anthony does so well, first, his visuals it's beautiful. And I think there's some really just pretty pictures in that film. And I think it lended so much towards who Steve was and how Steve saw it, because ultimately the movie is through Steve's eyes and it's Steve's movie that he made. So no one better than to kind of get, Anthony was a photographer before he was a music video director. And so I think he really understood that element to it, but also his directing style is thematically, some of the choices we made lended towards a much larger picture, because I do think that's the thing about the movie. The movie is so much bigger than just Steve's individual experience. And Anthony did a really good job at meshing the two together without me even having to do any work. All I had to do was just be honest and be truthful to Steve, and Anthony kind of just told the story, And so, yeah, I think he's great for that.
He really is. It's also a little strange for me to think about when you made this movie, given how much you've made since. So I think it was something like, what was it? Mudbound, It Comes at Night, and then this. So was there anything about working with those two ensembles right before jumping into this movie that, I don't know, kind of influenced you at all, especially given the fact that, like, you are the star, you are the headliner of this one?
Yes, it was very different. I think, what was nice was I was understanding how a set worked. Just the bare bones of just like, okay, to be number one on the call sheet, how are they moving? And, seeing Joel specifically, and Carmen, and how they prepped, how they talked to the director, how they navigated when things didn't work, and figuring out how do we, collaborate in a moment, how do we utilize the time we have. Because I got to the set and I was suddenly in every scene of a movie. And I remember it was such a short shoot, and there would be like, usually on a big movie, you have like, you shoot 3 scenes for the day. We would shoot 7. So it would be like, you got to get it done, a couple takes in and move on to the next thing. It was like TV to an extent. So I think though that skill set and watching how they kept the morale up, even watching Jennifer Ely on this movie, though, she was very kind. She knew everyone's name, even the extras. She would say good morning. She was always on time. And it was just these types of like the work ethic that kind of played into it, lends to being able to do the work better and be able to be the artist you want to be and tell the story you want to tell,
I love that quality you highlight in Jennifer Ely. I feel like that's so important on every single set out there.
Mm-hmm.
I did want to ask you about the VO experience on this one, because there's a significant amount of it and it's incredibly important to the film overall, the feel of it and the style of it. So when you have to do something like that, is it as simple as tapping back into what you did to be Steve on set and bringing it into the recording booth, or are there new techniques involved in order for the VO to serve what the film overall needs?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think that was something I had to figure out in real time too, because I had never done that before. And it was looking at the movie, and then Anthony allowed me to see it and then kind of digest that part. Because the good thing about the voiceover, it is Steve after it's all happened. Steve after he's gone through the experience, then telling the story the way he thinks it should be told. So I got to kind of like have the experience making the film and then do the same thing. And then a lot of the voiceovers, some of them were written, but Anthony, I sat while I was filming the movie, I would do journal entries every day, especially when we were filming the prison stuff. I would write in my journal, and all those little pages that were on the walls, I wrote all of those. And I think we use a lot of those journal entries that I had personally written in the voiceover. And so I think it kind of helped because it felt like it came from me, it came from my heart, came from my experience and how I saw Steve at the time. So I just had to read them, and I think I ended up getting more choked up or being shocked by some of the emotions I went through as well, and organizing that. So it was very unique. I've never done it like that before. And I don't know, I haven't done a voiceover since, to be honest. So
It plays the exact way you just described it now. So job well done. And if you do it again, maybe take that same approach. Before they kick me out of this room, I do want to bring up an upcoming project, because big congratulations on the Joseph Alone casting.
Yes.
Huge and extremely exciting for you. I know you have a musical background, but playing someone like that feels like next level, like the highest possible tier kind of stuff. So what kind of lies ahead for you, I guess, in terms of, training and prepping to nail that kind of role?
It is. I'm so grateful. I'm so excited. The script is stunning. It's stunning. And Stephen Williams, our director, is an incredible human. He's so smart. And like the process so far, I don't start shooting until like 3 months from now. But the prep right now it's just crazy. I have to learn how to fence. I have to learn how to, I'm in violin lessons right now. I'm supposed to be practicing 4 hours a day. It's supposed to be. It's just a lot. There's a lot that comes with it. But it is very exciting, and just learning about this man and embodying this man right now has been such a gift to me. And I'm sure everyone's gonna love this movie. It's just gonna be a great history lesson,
I got all the faith in the world. You are going to nail the role. The movie's going to be great. And now we have this one to celebrate. So thank you so much for taking the time to talk Monster with us. And for everyone out there, it's on Netflix, streaming now. Check it out. Thank you so much, Kelvin. It's always a pleasure talking to you.
You too.